Hello, hello, hello. Back with another Path of Exile 2 video. This time we're doing something a little bit different. We've gone from the monk and we've gone to the ranger. So we've gone from a melee base to a range based. This is the first time playing the ranger. I've got nowhere near as many hours as I have on the monk on it. So it's a learning curve for me. For some people it might be a learning curve for them, and hopefully I'll be able to help you. Again, as I said before, any feedback is highly appreciated. And if you could like the video, comment, subscribe, it helps a lot. It helps boost the algorithm. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, currently on 833 as of posting this. And without further ado, let's jump in. So we're level 74. We got to max like 7 levels ago, something like that. 24 strength, 265 dex, 160 intelligence. Life and energy shields quite low. So this will improve with better gear. Mana 36, 130 spirit. I want a bit more than that, and I'll explain why. Evasion is 68%. This is with acrobatics. Without acrobatics, it's like 90-something%. All resistances. Fire is obviously a little bit low, but we've pretty much got full resistances. Need to boost the chaos resistance up. We've got maximum life, mana, flasks, movement speed's 41%. Obviously, when you fire this, 50% movement speed. So 50% movement speed is pretty good. Helps you move around very, very fast, especially compared to the monk at 35% max. Let's get into the skills and then we'll move on to the gear. Skills. We've got lightning arrow. We've got this with martial tempo with 25% more attack speed. Prime armament for 25% more weapon damage. Heft with 30% more physical damage. And then innovate with 35% more lightning damage. So basically, as you can see, this does around about 29,000 DPS. It's pretty good, but it's not the main ability. And we'll go to Lightning Rod. Lightning Rod is very good because it converts 100% of your physical damage to lightning damage. I feel like I may be spec'd into my bow wrong, so I've got elemental damage on my bow, and maybe I should just have physical damage on my bow, which I then convert it. If anyone knows, leave a comment. If not, I'll find out with Path Builder. So we've got Scatter Shot, makes it do less damage, but obviously it fires 2 additional projectiles. Concentrated Effects, which gives you more damage. Lightning Exposure, which basically removes 20% of their resistance. And then Lightning Penetration, which again penetrates 30% resistance. So the more lightning penetration, the more lightning exposure, etc. we can add to the boss, the quicker that they're going to die. This is your main kind of like boss killing skill. Pair that with Orb of Storms, so put Orb of Storms down, fire Lightning Rod, and then it just absolutely rinses the boss and your FPS. So Orb of Storms, again, that deals 28 to 84 lightning damage, and it chains, and it fires a bolt every 2.75 seconds. So we've got Unleash, which supports skills gain and seal every 200% of cast time. Overabundance for the 1 to the limit. Again, so you've got the 1 to the limit, so you can put more than 1 Orb of Storm down. Chain allows it to chain up to 100% more times. And again, you do less damage, but because you're chaining, you effectively, and it's obviously pairing it with your lightning rod, it's chaining all the attacks everywhere, so it's pretty good. And then persistence to give you more skill duration. Wind Dancer's pretty much on most people's builds. And we've got it with Maim, Unbreakable for the stun threshold, and Clarity, so the mana regen. Ranger is very, very mana hungry, that I've noticed. So I'll definitely need either some mana leech or some mana on kill on some of my weapons. Herald of Thunder, we've got it with Conduction, gives me more chance to shock. Lightning Infusion, which gives you 25% extra lightning damage. Long Shot for more damage further away. And then Ambush for more critical hit chance. Normally, I'd pair this with Herald of Ice, but seeing as primarily a lightning build, there's no point. So I genuinely just focused on Herald of Thunder. Magnetic Salvo, so you got 40% more damage and 40% more area of effect. Magnetic Salvo is very, very good, especially when you are fighting a boss. So you can effectively put your Orb of Storms down, put your Lightning Rod down, and then Magnetic Salvo basically will hit all the lightning rods that you have and cause a huge amount of damage. Voltaic Mark, so Voltaic Mark again is good for the boss resistances when you mark the target. It's very good at single target. I've just got Strip Away on it. I probably will try and find some other nodes to put on it, but at this moment of time, I kind of don't use it. I only use it now and again because I've not had to. I can literally just run around a map just doing this and just doing this, and I'm wiping everything out. And then we've got Cast and Shock with Ball Lightning, Impetus, obviously more energy, Deceleration for less projectile speed, so these move slower, so therefore they're hitting the enemies more. I want to get more Spirit because I'm tempted to get Blink down here. Grim Feast, Ghost Dance, or Lingering Illusion, or something like that. Just something a little bit different. I kind of do want Blink, so I can, obviously with it, pair it with a 50% movement speed and Blink, you're moving around the map very, very, very fast. But like I say, if anyone's got any better ideas what to pair it with, let me know. Always here for feedback. Gear-wise, so I've gone for a few different bits. Luckily, I had a monk, so I've just taken some of the gear from the monk. It's not amazing, but some of it is good. It is good for this kind of build. If you don't have gear for the monk, I would focus on getting like your resistance up straight away. Focus on getting some high evasion, then focus on getting a good quiver, because you can use an exotic bow which helps the quiver. So this is the bow. It was given to me by one of my mates. So we've got 150% increased physical damage, 20 to 40 physical damage, 94 accuracy rating, 9% attack speed, 22 to dexterity, leech 7.2%, 29% physical damage as life, and then I've got 90% elemental damage with attacks. I'm not too sure if elemental damage is the right skill for it. I feel like physical damage might be the skill because it converts it to physical damage. Like I say, I'll have a play around with builder. I got this on my monk, tried to sell it, nobody wanted it, so I've just put it on mine. But we've got a 1186 evasion helmet with mana, rarity, dexterity and fire resistance, so it's pretty good. Quiver, so this has got 2 to 69 lightning damage to attacks, 40% increased damage with bows, 15% increased projectile speed, 14% increased critical damage bonus, and 12% attack speed, and then dexterity. So it's very, very good, especially the projectile speed and the damage with bows. Obviously, the bow skills, if you think about it, this gives a 40% increased boost. Then the Jade Amulet, we've got 34% maximum energy shield, 30 to spirit, 23% rarity, 17 to all resistances, 17 to lightning resistance, 17 to all attributes, 17 to lightning resistance, and 46 mana regen. And I've allocated pure power onto it, which gives a 2% increased lightning damage per 10 intelligence. And the reason why I've done that is to pair with this. The reason why I'm running Hands of Wisdom in action is obviously the lightning damage per attack is very, very good, but I don't have the hands that I want to use yet. So I currently have in my stash where is it? Where hands there. I currently have these that I want to use, and maybe these up here. Like, just try and find some that's got some mana leech or something around there. But if you do not have the Hour, which most people will probably have the Hour, any normal hands will do similar amount of damage. So like these here, I lose 9k DPS, it's not a lot. These here, again, I lose 9k DPS. Okay, and like I said before, if you don't have this bow or don't have a bow that's similar to this, because bows are expensive, run the Widow Hail, put that in, and as you can see, there's 150 DPS difference. So again, this bow is very, very good because it's got 268% increased bonuses. You can get better bows. You can get this with 300% if you've got the currency. But if you're going to spend that much money on a bow, I'd probably just go for like an even better bow. That makes sense. The one that gives you all these stats. Chest. So we've gone for evasion again. So I've got 15% damage taken as mana. Kind of pointless, but again, it's something I just had in my stash. And you've got evasion rating, 90% to evasion rating, some life, some cold resistance, some lightning resistance, and life regeneration. So it's pretty good. It's a decent chest. Like I said, it's a chest that was free. Movement speed, so I've got 35% movement speed. Got some life, some cold resistance, some lightning resistance, some life regen, some stun threshold. Again, not a bad set of boots. These are just ones that I just found somewhere in my stash, or I must have found leveling up. Belt. So I had this belt here. I've got 24 to fire resistance, 35 to cold resistance. You got some charges, etc. This is very, very good. But as we all know, anyone that's seen my monk build, I have a 77% ingenuity belt. So basically what I'll do is just put the ingenuity on, and there we go. If you don't have an ingenuity belt, you can find a belt that's got resistances and stuff like that. But the ingenuity belt ends up increasing my DPS, and then also puts my resistances way higher than what they should be. So fire's at 91%, lightning's at 95, 99. So it's a very, very good belt. You can buy decent ones for like 1 divine now. They're really cheap. I think I sold my 69% one or something like that for 1 divine, and I bought a 77% one for like 3 divine. Then we've got the Maelstrom Flask. I just took this from my monk and just had that and just basically used it. Again, it's quite mana hungry, so it's good to have this flask. What I'm going to do is allocate something else onto here. It's called down here. Where is it? Lightning Rod. So lightning damage with non-critical hits is lucky. What lucky does is roll twice and the better result are used. So if you're getting 6 damage and then it rolls again, it gets 12 damage, it'll take the 12 damage. I don't need to spec into crits on here, so it's more of a, I'm going to go on like a lucky build, a lucky and a movement speed build. I might even swap and get like the Headhunter belt or something like that. Let's move on to the skill tree. So as I mentioned right in the video, this is new to me, so I've been playing around, testing it. I've been on Path of Builder for quite a bit, looking at what I can do at this level. Obviously, I'm only level 74, so as I go up, I'm 20 levels lower than my monk. So I'm missing out on 20 points, which is a massive difference. and like I say, it's a huge change compared to what it should be. Okay, so we're going for Deadeye. So there we got skill speed, tailwind. So what happens with tailwind is basically it stacks. So you get 1% increased movement speed, 3% skill speed, and 15% evasion rating per 10 stacks. So as you fire this, as you can see in the top left hand corner, you've got the 10 stacks. And what it does is puts your evasion up, puts your damage up, and then puts your obviously your movement speed up. And it's very, very good. Then we go for more skill speed and 3% less damage taken per tailwind. So therefore, again, it's through stacks. So that's 30% less damage taken. Then 10% projectile speed. Projectiles deal 20% more hit damage for the first 3.5 meters of their movement, and then scaling down after. So most of the time you'll be fighting ads in quite a, let's say, close proximity, but you can kill ads off the screen. And then projectile speed again, and then fires an additional projectile. So as you can see, I've got 3, and part of this is because of the bow, which gives me an extra additional arrow. If I put this one on, I only fire 2. Then we have taken the, let's say, top of the build. We've taken the top of the skill tree. So we've got honed instincts for projectile speed, attack speed, and dexterity. Clean shot for a chance to pierce and increase projectile damage. Vile wounds for 33% increased damage with hits after elemental ailments. Attack like agility for more evasion, and then any evasion if you've dodged. Then we come down to here and we've got Master Fletchling, which is increased bonuses gained from a quick quiver. I'd get all these because there's a huge damage bonus increase from your quiver. Then we've got elemental damage and shock chance. So again, more chance to shock, more damage. Then we start to come through here. I want to get this once I level up, which penetrates 15% lightning resistance and gives me 10 dexterity. Then we've taken escape velocity for more movement speed and more evasion rating. Move down here, we've got catalyst for 20% increased elemental damage with attacks, and 5% of the physical damage it hits is taken as a random element. Then we get frazzled, which basically increases your mana regen and increases the magnitude of shot you inflict. Maiming strike, 25% chance attack chance, and then attacks have a 25% chance to maim. Acceleration with 3% movement speed again and 10% skill speed. We've got a emerald in here that gives me more projectile, more damage, more elemental ailment threshold, and more days build up. Then we take over here with feathered fletching, which gives you increased and reductions to projectile speed, also applied to damage with bows. So that's pretty good, and you probably go around and take this and then eventually take the pierce and additional target, take that side. If we're focusing on lucky, you don't want to take like sniper or crits or anything like that. If you're focusing on crits, I'd probably take sniper. Then we'll come up here and we've gone and taken trick shot, which means they have a chance to chain an additional time from terrain. So when you fire around, see if I can show you in the map. No, let's show it, it's not doing it. But basically when you fire around, you can see they'll bounce off and around there, which is very, very good. Then we've got Falcon Technique for 1% attack speed per 15 dex. Proficiency for more dex. Enhanced reflexes for more evasion rating and more dex. And then Bestial Skin for evasion rating with the equipped body, so 100% increase. Acrobatics, where you can evade all the hits, and again 70% less evasion rating. Coming Calamity, which is when you got lightning damage infected by a Herald of Thunder. I might keep this on, I don't know. I might use it to go somewhere else or focus somewhere else. I'll play around with it. Another emerald with attack speed, elemental damage, hits against enemies, and threshold. Then we'll come up here. We've got penetrate cold resistance and lightning resistance, and then more chill duration, shock duration, magnitude of chill, magnitude of shock. Again, this would probably be good with Herald of Ice as well, but it's something that I'll play around with, and you'll probably know by me now, anyone that's watched my videos right from the beginning. My build just literally changes 1 minute. I'll post a video and then literally a day later I've got a totally different build. It's totally changed. And then we've got another emerald with damage with bows, elemental damage, chance to blind, and deal more damage as well with elemental ailments. And we've taken Kite Runner for more movement speed again, more projectile speed, and more projectile damage. And that's it. So this is my first Ranger build 1.0. As I said before, I'll play around in Path of Builder and have a look at how I can improve it and get a build out, like 1.5 or 2 out in hopefully in the next couple of days. See how much I can change. Again, based off people comments and stuff like that, I'll edit things. Let me know if I'm doing something totally wrong or if something I'm missing that gives a huge amount of damage. As I said before, I appreciate the feedback. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. As I said right at the beginning of the video, it helps the algorithm. It helps me. I'm on the track to 1,000 subscribers. And stay safe. Peace.